felt strongly about was the continuation of the type of architecture that preceded us. When the Hampton Inn wanted to build a hotel across the courthouse, we said fine, but there used to be one there. We have pictures. If you want to build one there, you have to come as close to the one that used to be there as you can, and they did. When a service station wanted to build at South Jeff Davis and Stonewall Avenue, we said fine. But please build it to look like one in the 1920s that was in that area. We found a service station book with various pictures in it. They chose one, and our committee goals were once again met. When C.J. Wohl announced the construction of a new funeral home, he didn't have to be asked as to meeting historic architectural goals, because as a contributing member of this community for over 40 years, it went without saying what his structure would look like. And now there are those who want to build a 3-story castle on hollow ground. The original owners of the land in question, K.W. and Martha McElwaney, were not only natives of this county, but built their home in accordance with their upbringing. There are 4 gateways to Fayetteville, and this is the only one left in which something could be done with it that we could be proud of. Among comments I have heard concerning the project are, it would tie in nicely with the villages, which is being developed across the street. I'm sorry, but I don't see any 3-story castles over there. Another was, you're not going to have to tell anybody where your office is. I'll say not. If this plan goes through, you could just tell them to look for the monstrosity that is out of place in a 184-year-old city. The owner of the land is Mahorda Realty Partners, based in Smyrna. And while they have similar projects, I understand, they don't have one here. The company does have a 27-year track record, but it does not seem to take into consideration the feelings of those who've been here for generations and who've been diligently working all that time to preserve the city's historic integrity. The people involved in this project want to build a 2-story building, and the architectural vein is the Hampton Inn or the Moel Funeral Home. I will support it with pride. But I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, if this project goes through as process as given tonight, it's going to be over my dead body. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. I happen to share your concerns, actually. We'll let the applicant respond to that. Does any have further comments? Would you like to respond to that?
Yes, ma'am. First, I'd like to say that you're right, we don't have anything in Fayetteville at this time. We've ventured into several communities around Metro Atlanta for the first time on several occasions. We've met with residents, we've met with city councils, county councils, and we've worked in historic areas, and we're certainly aware of the connection that this city has to this piece of land. I certainly respect your connection to the land. I guess I'm a little bit lost for words. I'm a little bit caught off guard, to be perfectly honest.
Let me ask you a question. How did you get away from the original concept that was rezoned? It's going to be a smaller building down here, and higher, and a smaller, like 2 smaller buildings with parking in between. How did it go from that to the big 3-story building in the center?
When it was rezoned, and I need to check my records, but I'm almost positive it was zoned at this site. Lane, I don't know if you remember, but it was.
Well, you don't approve the site plan as part of the rezoning. That may have been the concept plan that the council saw. I'm not sure that we saw when we had 2 smaller buildings in there.
I'm not here to say, Ms. Carey certainly has a right to her position, the applicant has a right to respond. The only conceptual drawing I ever saw was this. I don't remember seeing it too.
I think at the very first meeting, we did have 2 buildings, and we went to a single-story building, and I think we put it in the center for the sole purpose to screen the parking. I think they were talking about putting it one end or the other, and put it in the dead center. We also went through several meetings with the Art and Architectural Review Committee because we wanted to find architecture that we felt was in keeping with the be a benefit to see something different there. You know, a three-story building, while it is large, it's certainly bigger than what's there right now. And I guess I would ask to have some sort of understand where we come from, where when we come into a city like Fayetteville, land prices have gone up dramatically. This is obviously a very high-profile piece of property, and we're trying to build a building that really doesn't exist here, not only in scope, but really in the type of materials that are being used and the cost of construction and development. And we really can't afford to construct a building of that design standard and those kind of specifications and have it be a two-story office product. And that's